Welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. We've got our opposition preview for Middlesbrough in the FA Cup against Aston Villa. Delighted to be joined by AJT. How are you, mate?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Good stuff. So, like our normal opposition previews, we'll get a real good understanding about what's going on at Middlesbrough, etc. So, just talk to us about sort of Michael Carrick coming in last season, this season, progress. Are we stalling? Where are you at with Carrick at the minute?
Like I say, Carrick is an absolute genius in my opinion. He came in last season. I think he went on like a 13-game unbeaten run. It was absolutely fantastic under him. Fell short to Coventry inside the playoffs, of course, last season. And to be fair, I thought, we were really, really unlucky last season as well. This season, of course, in terms of my own perspective, superstars left. Akpom obviously left. Your boy Archer obviously left, and of course now at Sheffield United. You lose Ramsey as well. Ramsey was an absolute diamond. Of course, Giles as well, Stefan. This season we all kind of knew it isn't exactly going to hit the heights of last season. I think it started the season with about 7 games, whereabouts, Burridge couldn't pick up a point anywhere. Really, really disappointing, but whereabouts we sit at the minute, I think we're 12th, I think we are. I said at the start of the season I would take 10th. So we're near on average, whereabouts I said Borough would probably end up finishing anyway. So although at the moment it is a bit of a struggle, 14 outfield players out injured, which is an absolute disaster to us. We are coping. We're still trying to plod on, but disappointing result, obviously, on Saturday, getting beat. Or was it Monday? Honestly, mate, my days are all over the place. New Year hangover, mate, is still with me, I think. But as I say, obviously, disappointing result against Coventry on Monday. But listen, we go again. Villa on Saturday should be a barrel of laughs, really.
So Championship life. We've been in there, and we know how tough it is. It's an absolute nightmare. It's terrible, isn't it? Because you when you look at that table, say that when you got the Premier League and you look at you got Man City and you're like, okay, we've got Man City, and then you look at other teams and you're like, yeah. Whenever I look at a Championship table, apart from this season, everybody looks the same. Like every name is just the same. So how's it been? Because this season you've kind of got Leicester who are just flying. Yeah, they've done all right, but they're sort of on a bit of a dip now. Leeds are sort of like here or there. So how is it as a fan in there at the minute?
I mean, anyone can beat anybody. We all know this. But yeah, I mean, this season, I'd say the top 4 seem pretty clear. Everyone else, in my own opinion. I think Leicester, listen, they've still got a Premier League squad, let's be honest. Like Leicester, even though we did beat them 1-0 at Riverside a couple of weeks ago, which is absolutely unbelievable, by the way. They're just steamrolling teams at will. And obviously Ipswich, I don't know quite what's happening there. It seems a little bit bleak for them, doesn't it, at the moment? But Southampton are flying, Leeds obviously picked up results. It's going to be a crazy end to the season, like it always is inside the Championship. It's so hard to call, I always think, especially from like 3rd place downwards. Anybody can, anybody can sort of creep inside of there. I remember when Villa went through the playoffs. I'm pretty sure they were like mid-table until like later on, and then Villa obviously flew up, didn't he? So it's a crazy league. It's definitely the best league in the world. I say it to everyone I meet. The Premier League, yeah, okay, the Premier League's a good league, I suppose, but the Championship is just so exciting. For me, it's unbelievable league, like.
Yeah, it's great. So let's talk a bit about Carrick then. What's your style of play? What's his philosophy? What is he like, a man manager? Because we obviously see some former players go into management, and we've had one of them, Gerrard, absolutely useless. Rooney's just had the sack from Blues. You've got Lampard, who, he's just having a mare as well. But Carrick seems to be one of these that, has got a bit of an identity. He's got he's got something early on in his management career. So what's he like?
Carrick, it's really, really exciting football, mate, to tell you the truth. It did take me by surprise because at first, when obviously, Borough obviously saw, before we actually got a manager in last season, the name Michael Carrick went about, and I was like, really, Carrick? Like, I was thinking, I don't know about that one. Fair play to him, like, he's absolutely shut me up. It's very, very exciting football under him. It is direct inside the attack, but we often like to sort of play out from the back as well, which has cost us a few times with like, sort of like leaking goals, giving away good chances to the opposition and stuff. But Michael Carrick does play exciting football, and I think everyone at Middlesbrough, especially last season, that sort of like got us all behind him because we've been so like prone to watching boring dinosaur football. We had Tony Pulis for what 2 or 3 seasons. Let me tell you, Tony Pulis football is not fun to watch. It's an absolute disaster to watch every single Saturday. Before him was Gary Monk and a few others, but like I say, Michael Carrick, to be fair to him, young manager, fresh into the game in terms of management, and fair play to him, he's absolutely holding his own. And as I say, last season, if things would have gone different for us, you know what I mean? Who knows? But absolutely, absolutely, he's the man for the job at the moment. So fair play to him.
So you've got a big game on Tuesday, Carabao
Yeah,
Cup semi-final. We'll talk about
yeah.
that before we talk about our game. You must be buzzing about that, surely.
Oh, mate, absolutely. I mean, 20th year anniversary of Borough obviously winning the Carabao Cup. Of course, 2003, 2004 season. Of course, Borough went on and won it. First ever trophy, first and only ever trophy I ever had that Borough's ever won. But like I say, Chelsea at home, it's a massive game. But I honestly think Borough could do something against them on Tuesday night at home, underneath the lights, packed house as well. I really do fancy us to cause an upset. Maybe it won't be the same at their place. Stamford Bridge is obviously going to be a tough place to go to. But 100%, like I say. And at the end of the day as well, a bit like the Villa game, there is no pressure on us. Nobody's realistically expecting Borough to turn over Villa, especially, or even Chelsea. So it's almost like a free hit. You know what I mean? We just play our game and then see what happens, really. So yeah, I'm looking very much forward to it. It should be good.
So turning to our game, like what are
Well,
you going to rest players, or you mentioned you've got a lot of injuries? So what shape are you going to be going into the Villa game?
it'd be, like I say, I don't know how on earth we're going to play it, to tell you the absolute truth. I think, obviously, Aston Villa. I'm also a massive fan of the Aston Villa team, the fans, the stadium. I always actually, you know what I mean? Whenever it comes to Aston Villa, I always say, for me, Villa Park's one of the best grounds I've ever been to. The fans make the atmosphere, it's absolutely fantastic to go to. And it does show this season, Aston Villa, obviously, where I think Aston Villa are third now, are they? Is that right?
Second.
Third is that second even better. So Unai Emery has just got you guys playing a completely different level of football. Like coming to us on Saturday, 14 first team players are out injured. 2 defenders are actually out for the season. It's not looking great for us. And then of course, Aston Villa have to come to us and say, "Oh, brilliant. We don't have a good record against Villa home and away anyway." And then of course, 14 first team players out on top of that. It's like, "Oh well, brilliant lads. It's just going to be a." I personally think it's going to be a long afternoon. I know I should be sat here trying to defend Middlesbrough, and I know a ball hasn't been kicked yet, but it's going to be such an uphill battle. Watching Villa play, like you guys in front of goal are clinical. You're absolutely direct from the goalkeeper right up. Do you know what I mean? So it's going to be such a tough game for us. And as I say, I don't know what kind of team we're going to play. If it was me personally, I'd just play the kids
Mm.
because I think Tuesday night's a much bigger game than what Villa is. Even though Villa is this massive football club coming to us, and of course, the whole FA Cup and everything that surrounds it. Semi-finals on Tuesday. We've got the chance to maybe get to Wembley. Throw Saturday, take the painful result, and then just go look on to Tuesday for me.
Well, Villa never really get out of the third round in recent years. I think it's about 7 years that we've not got out of the third round.
No way.
So, yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a mad one. So it looks like you're signing Finn Azaz
Yes.
from Villa. Not really played much for I don't think he has played for the Villa first team, but, how are you feeling about that? Because you must have been watching him sort of for Plymouth.
Yeah, I mean, he scored at the weekend. He scored that volley from the edge of the box. Brilliant goal, to be fair. I mean, £2 million. I've seen a few Plymouth fans saying it's an absolute steal. So even though I don't know that much about him, just hearing Plymouth fans talk about how good he is, it's already exciting for us. It's not really like Middlesbrough to go and do business straight away as well. of course, 14 players are out. We have to go and do business straight away. And apparently he can play against Villa if he signs the next couple of days. So that
Hope
could be
not.
an interesting one as well. So,
Well,
like I
yeah,
say,
because Cameron Hart just scored against us just before Christmas,
he did.
so that was a nightmare. So
I
hopefully
loved
he's
Archer as well. You know, honestly, Archer
yeah,
was so good. Honestly, man, he was so good for us. I loved Archer so much, man. He's brilliant.
he's a great finisher.
Yeah.
You know, his finishing ability is great. Anyway, mate, it's been great chatting to you.
No
Hopefully,
problem.
you beat Chelsea
Are you
and
going
you
to be
let
there
us win on.
Saturday?
No, I'm not, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, no
No.
problem. No problem.
But I'll put your channel in the description to this video and in the title as well.
Appreciate it.
So, you know, everyone can go and watch your vlogs and stuff as well.
Thank you
So
very
cheers,
much.
mate.
Cheers, man.